Good morning YouTubians, it's Kermit's Ghost, and today I'm going to take a closer look at number 39 on the cult movie poster. It's a film whose concept was created by Pierre Bol, and the film itself was directed by Franklin J. Schaffner, the man behind Papillon and Boys from Brazil. This movie was made in 1968, the year I was born, and it's a science fiction story that had a budget of $5.8 million. It is Planet of the Apes, a film that started a franchise. Let's pop it in the player and see what's what. So the film stars Charlton Heston as George Taylor, Roddy McDowall as Cornelius, Kim Hunter as Zira, Maurice Evans as Dr. Zaius, Linda Harrison as Nova, and James Whitmore as President of the Assembly. The film opens on the bridge of a spacecraft helmed by George Taylor, and he finishes his cigar, that's right, his cigar, as he narrates the ship's mission to explore deep space. He notes the ship's dates, the starting point is 1972, the landing point is 2673, so it's a 700-year mission in space. So he prepares to acquire sleep by putting his stogie in his pocket and climbing into the chamber. Now there's 3 other astronauts on the craft and they're already asleep. Cut to the future where the ship is re-entering the atmosphere and crash lands on a planet in a body of water. Now the crew awake, all but the lone female passenger whose chamber's got a crack in it and she's perished. The men have all grown nice neat trimmed beards and they manage to escape the vessel, which is starting to take on water in this sort of inflatable little dinghy that they found. They head to shore, look back, and they see the ship starting to sink beneath the water and it disappears. Now, alone on this desert-like planet, they look for signs of life, and it isn't long before they see what looks like scarecrows tethered to the top of hills. They go to investigate, but George gets sidetracked when he hears some water. They find this pool and this waterfall, strip off and jump in to cool down, which seems a little bit dangerous as they're on this unknown planet. Their clothes and supplies are taken as they swim, and they see who does this and they give chase, and they discover this primitive race of human-like people. Now, within a few minutes they hear this loud siren and everybody starts to run, and they do the same. The people are being chased by apes on horseback. All the primitive people are rounded up by these apes with machine guns and nets, including George. Now, one of his fellow explorers is shot and he's killed, and he loses sight of the other one. And as it turns out, the apes can talk. Now, back at the apes' living area, their village, George notices there's a hierarchy amongst them. You've got the chimpanzees that are scientists and doctors, you've got orangutans that look like they govern the people, and you've got the apes, which are the muscle, they are the enforcement. Heston's throat has been injured, so he can't speak, and something I forgot to mention earlier is that all the primitive humans are mute. Well, it isn't long before George comes to the attention of Zira, who is a chimpanzee scientist, and she wants to evaluate him as he shows potential for learning tasks. Now Zira has a partner called Cornelius, and he's very skeptical of George, but George shows that he has this ability to write and communicate with them, explain to them that he's from another planet and where all the humans are intelligent. They reward him with this female companion, a mute woman called Nova. Dr. Zaius, who is unsure about the stranger, wants George to be castrated, but Zira and Cornelius object, so does George, and George manages to escape with the help from Zira and Cornelius. But it isn't long before he's recaptured by the ape soldiers, and George gives one of the iconic lines of the film, "Get your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape." And that's where I'm going to leave the story. So did I enjoy Planet of the Apes? Yes, I did. This film I haven't seen since the early 1970s. I remember the impact it had on me back then. It was so futuristic at that time. And now I know it's woefully dated now, but the story is still solid and you can still relate to it some 50 years later. So that really does speak volumes. Now the characters in this are really engaging. Some you're going to absolutely root for, others you're going to hate. But I will say Charlton Heston is a bit of a git in this. He's walking around like he's entitled, claiming Nova as an object rather than a person and giving her a choice. And the ending still has that impact, and it makes you think, you know, what if? I can honestly see why they milked this franchise, even giving it a TV show back in the 70s. possibilities are absolutely endless. Now, I thoroughly enjoyed this. It made me laugh with the cigar in space. But if you get past the 1970s takes on things, then this is going to be the film for you. I would give this a solid 7.5 out of 10. Not bad at all. So that is it. Do you agree with my score or not? Remember, this is just my opinion, like that matters to anybody. Leave a comment down below and I will get back to you. I promise to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help the channel, and subscribe if you haven't. It's all free. Why wouldn't you? And on that note, all that's left to say is thank you so much for choosing my channel today and watching my video. Take care, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.